Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Hope everything's going well. And thank you for being here today. If you want to, if you grab a Bible and look with me at the 12th chapter of Proverbs, we're going to look at one verse today Proverbs 12 and verse 4. And as we enter into this section, and very straightforward statement here a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. Obviously, Solomon is advising his son to find a godly woman. After we've had now 11 chapters and a few verses of Solomon giving wisdom to his son, it seems that the thought process for Solomon was, there's no real reason for my son to have all this wisdom and be married to a wicked woman. And so he is advising him here on good decision making in finding a wife, a good wife, a virtuous wife, a wife who is using the same godly wisdom that we have been talking about. He says she will be a crown to her husband, or she will make him happy, or she will bring joy, she will bring contentment into his life. But one that is wicked, one that does not operate with godly wisdom, he says she was like rottenness in his bones. And uh, what he's teaching his son and obviously anyone then that will listen would be the value, the importance of finding a godly woman that she can either build up the man or she can destroy the man. She can eat away at him like rottenness or cancer in his bones. And the if you look at this verse, the only distinction between these two women is that one is virtuous and one, he says, maketh the shame. In other words, one lives by the direction of God, lives with the wisdom of God as their guiding principle, and the other one ignores the truths of God, ignores the principles that God lays down for governing their life. And we live in a culture today where everywhere we look, our commercials, advertising, television, newspapers, everywhere, everything is about is sold through sex and sex appeal to the pretty woman, material things. But here you'll notice again that Solomon doesn't say anything about her being pretty or ugly or being rich or poor, coming from a good family or a bad family or the right side of the tracks or the wrong. Any of the other distinctions that we sometimes make, having some big career, college education, none of those things are mentioned by Solomon to his son. The only way he tells his son to distinguish between women, between a wife, as he grows and goes out looking for a wife, is one is virtuous and one is wicked. One will bless you, and one will make you stronger. One will make you better. One will make you a better man. The other one will be like cancer in your bones. And so, obvious lesson about the being careful of the spouse that we choose. And there's so many implications that come from these verses for me this morning. We need to, as parents, We need to think about as our young people, as our children, grandchildren begin to date and begin to look for a spouse of their own. Again, and not necessarily just looking for a wife, but if we have daughters who are looking for husbands, we stress to them the importance of finding a man, finding a woman with godly character above anything else. Another thought that comes to my mind is that we have modeled that for them so they know what it looks like when they see it. That we exemplify these good characteristics of being virtuous rather than being wicked in front of our children. For young people out there today, to be very cautious in what, as you look for a mate, look for a spouse, and remember what's really important, what characteristics are most important as you look. And then I guess you'd say the ultimate application of this passage is that we ask ourselves, and again, not just the females, but all of us, males as well, ask ourselves, are we adding value to our spouse? Or is our lifestyle, the way we're living, is it rottenness in the bones? And that's a challenge for us this morning that as a husband, as a wife, that we add value to our spouse, that as parents we help the character of our children, those around us. What a great challenge for us this morning to ask ourselves which half of this verse, which half of Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4, do we most align with? The virtuous side or the rotten in the bone side? That's the challenge for us this morning. I hope you think about that as you go through the day. Have a good one. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.